Hello everyone, welcome back to Global Conflict News. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss updates on the latest military developments, defense technology, and real-world conflict analysis. Today's story is not just about warships, it's about two very different military powers facing each other across the waters of the Caribbean. On one side, the United States Navy, the most powerful maritime force on Earth, armed with some of the most advanced warships humanity has ever built. On the other side, Venezuela's Navy, smaller and regionally focused, but determined to defend its sovereignty and send a political message to the world. The clash between these two forces has sparked global attention, not because of parity, but because of the very imbalance itself. How does the strongest navy in the world measure against a regional force? What can Venezuela actually achieve in a head-to-head encounter? And what lessons can we learn about modern warfare, strategy, and power projection? But before we dive deep into the breakdown, let's summarize the story. Recently, tensions escalated in the Caribbean as the United States deployed a fleet of advanced warships close to Venezuela, aiming to pressure its government through a show of force. In response, Venezuela mobilized its navy to secure its coastal waters and prove that it would not be intimidated, even if the odds were stacked against it. On one hand, you have the world's dominant naval power, with decades of global reach, nuclear capabilities, and ships that cost billions of dollars. On the other, you have a smaller but proud nation, ready to fight near its home turf with the resources it has. This isn't just a military story, it's also a geopolitical chess match. Now, let's begin with the exterior. American warships, especially the Arleigh Burke-class destroyers and Ticonderoga-class cruisers, are among the most fearsome vessels afloat today. Their exterior is a masterpiece of modern naval engineering, designed with stealth angles that make them harder to detect on enemy radar. Their massive hulls stretch hundreds of feet, bristling with vertical launch systems capable of firing dozens upon dozens of missiles in seconds. Towering radar masts rise above the decks, scanning the skies and seas across hundreds of miles. They are floating fortresses, but sleek and agile, built for dominance. In contrast, Venezuela's navy operates primarily with frigates, offshore patrol vessels, and corvettes. These ships are functional, but their exteriors reflect a regional defense role rather than global power projection. Their hulls are smaller, their radar systems less powerful, and their missile silos fewer in number. Still, they are purpose-built for Venezuela's coastline and can maneuver quickly in familiar waters. Inside these ships, the interior, the contrast becomes even sharper. Step into an American destroyer, and it feels like entering a floating space-age command center. Every room is wired with advanced computers, digital consoles, radar displays, and satellite communication links. Commanders have real-time information from drones, satellites, and sensors, all synchronized into one battle picture. The crew operates with precision, aided by automation and years of intensive training. In a Venezuelan warship, the interior is simpler. Navigation rooms, weapons control stations, and communication centers exist, but they rely on older analog systems or less sophisticated digital upgrades. They are functional, yes, but they don't provide the same seamless situational awareness as their American counterparts. This difference in interior technology is crucial because in modern naval warfare, information dominance is often more decisive than raw firepower. Next, let's evaluate performance. American destroyers and cruisers are not only heavily armed, they are fast and versatile. An Arleigh Burke-class destroyer can reach speeds of over 30 knots despite weighing more than 9,000 tons. These ships can operate in any ocean, for months at a time, sustained by advanced logistics and nuclear-powered carriers that often accompany them. They carry over 90 missiles each, ranging from Tomahawk cruise missiles to SM-6 anti-air and anti-ship interceptors. Their radar systems, like the Aegis combat system, can track hundreds of targets simultaneously, directing both defensive and offensive firepower with deadly accuracy. Venezuela's warships, in contrast, are designed primarily for coastal defense. They can patrol territorial waters, intercept smugglers, and engage in limited naval skirmishes. Their missile range is shorter, their speeds generally lower, and their endurance limited. However, their smaller size does give them agility in shallow waters, where larger American vessels might find maneuvering difficult. When it comes to safety features, the United States Navy stands in a league of its own. Its warships are designed with layered defenses, electronic warfare systems that can jam enemy radar and communications, decoys that trick incoming missiles, and close-in weapon systems that fire thousands of rounds per minute to destroy threats at close range. Some ships even carry anti-ballistic missile systems, capable of intercepting long-range weapons. Redundancy is key. If one system fails, another is ready to protect the vessel. Venezuelan warships, by contrast, rely on more limited defensive suites. They may have chaff launchers to mislead missiles and some close-range cannons, but they lack the multi-layered shield that American vessels enjoy. In a large-scale engagement, this disparity in safety features could make the difference between survival and destruction. Now let's highlight the unique selling points of each side. The unique selling point of American warships is global reach. These ships are not just built to defend America's coastline, they are built to dominate anywhere on Earth. They carry unmatched firepower, supported by aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, and satellite networks. The United States Navy is the backbone of American power projection, ensuring that no corner of the world is beyond its influence. Venezuela's Navy, on the other hand, has a very different unique selling point: proximity and familiarity. They know their waters better than anyone. Their ships may be smaller and less powerful, but in the complex coastal geography of Venezuela, local knowledge can be a force multiplier. Moreover, Venezuela's crews are defending their homeland, a factor that often fuels determination and resilience beyond what numbers and technology alone can explain. Let's talk about price. The cost of American warships is staggering. A single Arleigh Burke-class destroyer costs around $1.80 to $2 billion to build. Operating one ship costs hundreds of millions of dollars every year. This level of investment is possible only for a superpower with a defense budget exceeding $800 billion annually. Venezuela's ships, by comparison, are far less expensive. A modern frigate or offshore patrol vessel may cost a few $100 million at most, with much lower operating costs. The difference in price reflects the difference in purpose. The U.S. builds warships for global dominance, while Venezuela builds ships to secure its coastlines and sovereignty. Finally, let's reach the conclusion. This is not just a comparison of ships, it is a comparison of two philosophies of naval warfare. The United States Navy is built to project power, deter adversaries, and fight wars thousands of miles from home. Its warships are symbols of an empire that spans oceans. Venezuela's Navy, meanwhile, represents resistance and sovereignty. It is smaller, less advanced, and limited in scope, but it carries a message: we will not be intimidated in our own waters. If a confrontation were to occur, the sheer technological and numerical superiority of the United States would be overwhelming. Yet, history shows that even smaller navies can complicate the plans of superpowers when fighting close to home. Ultimately, the clash between U.S. warships and Venezuela's Navy is not just about military might, it is about politics, geography, and the enduring will of nations to defend their identity.